The XRP Ripple CEO recently broke his silence on some huge projects coming from Ripple. Wanted to share some updates with you guys straight from the source from Brad Garlinghouse. Kind of quietly dropped this news. Everybody's kind of concerned about the markets the last couple of days. Now we've rebounded. It's been a crazy, crazy last 48 to really 72 hours. It's been a whirlwind, but XRP has had some updates that I wanted to share with you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button for us. And if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, make sure you guys do that. All it means is you're going to see the videos more. We put out multiple videos every single day for you guys. So appreciate you guys for rocking with me. For those who've been here for a while, you're going to really like some of these updates coming from Ripple CEO. So we'll start with this one. Ripple X has released a major update for the XRP Ledger, and developers are calling it, quote, the strongest single lineup of amendments they have ever put into release. So they're calling it version 2.50 for the network's core software Rippled, which is now live, and it's just another round of patches and fixes. But what this upgrade does is it brings in new features that people have been waiting for. So it fixes some edge cases that have been on issue for a while, shows the hard work that loads of different teams from the foundation itself have been putting in. And Brad Garlinghouse got involved publicly, applauding the work and calling it huge progress. He says, one great thing we've added is called token escrow. So what is this? This is going to allow users to use escrow with IOUs and multi-purpose tokens. Batch is another key feature, letting groups execute transactions in a single step rather than multiple steps, which really makes complex dApps operations much simpler for people to use. It's constantly kind of these type of updates, but doesn't sound like a lot on the surface, but allowing users to use decentralized applications through RippleNet easier is definitely going to keep people there, right? It's kind of like the space race right now when we talk about decentralized applications. Who can do it the best? Who can do it in the easiest format where people want to stay on that blockchain? And another interesting update is called permissioned DEX, which opens the door to all and any decentralized exchange that are compliant that can now operate on the Ripple mainnet. So again, opening that door up for more decentralized applications. Recently, we saw some updates, related to the XRPL in the tokenization area of things. This was a big update. Dubai is getting ready to tokenize $16 billion worth of real estate over the next few years, and they're utilizing XRPL technology, meaning they're selecting XRPL, Ripple's tech, over a ton of other places where they could go. Everybody's jockeying and vying for position when it comes to tokenization, but there's a reason why the government in Dubai and the UAE is selecting XRPL in order to tokenize the real estate. Now, some of that has to do with liquidity because XRP is such a massive token and evaluation. Ripple's a huge company, 125, $130 billion company. But the other reason is, again, it's easy to use. So again, I think we're going to see more and more updates like this. In other news, Ripple continues to look at various companies to potentially acquire. They're not concerned right now about going public with an IPO on the stock market, although a lot of crypto companies are doing that. Ripple's focus right now is because they are sitting on a lot of cash and they have the ability to do so. They want to acquire existing companies, right? Grab those user bases and bring them into their ecosystem, bring them into utilizing XRPL's technology. So Brad Garlinghouse spoke to this, saying some major updates. So I wanted to share that with you. But let's take a look at the overall market too before we get up on out of here, because definitely some interesting things playing out today. So top gainers right now, we've got Pi up here coming out of nowhere, really up 19%. Caspa, we had just put out a video, I don't even know, 3-4 days ago on Caspa when it was at 6 cents. We're closer to 8 cents now on Caspa. So a nice surge there. Really like picking up Caspa when it dips down that low. SEI has been on an absolute tear. SEI, they're up 71% in the last 7 days. Pretty remarkable there. And when it comes to XRP, we're currently sitting at $2.18 right now. Market pulling back a little bit here in the last hour, but Bitcoin, as we all know, everything goes as BTC goes, sitting at over $107,000. Crazy to think it was just at 98K a couple days ago. It actually crossed over 108,000 early this morning when I first woke up. But XRP currently sitting at 218. Hopefully you guys got in there and bought that dip at 191. You know, we've been screaming from the mountaintops. Anytime we dip down below $2, I become a buyer on XRP. I kind of look at it as the new 50-cent level. So during the bear market, post 2021 highs, if you were watching XRP, we were seemingly sitting at 50 cents forever. And it was a great opportunity to accumulate during that time period. You had ample opportunities. We're talking about over a year in order to accumulate XRP at 50 cents while, you know, nobody was in the market. It wasn't a, you know, fun thing to do. It's hard to do because crypto was such in a bad place. But if you accumulated back then and then we saw the prices skyrocket, you know, well over $3, you're sitting really pretty, right? Nice 5 to 6x. I think anytime we dip down below $2 right now is kind of that new 50-cent level, right? Where I think we could be somewhere at the $7 to $10 level when this market takes off and we really see the altcoin push that we've all been waiting for. But as always, not financial advice. I'm just the dude on YouTube trying to make sense of all this with you guys. Glad you guys are on the journey with me. Check out all my links down below to all the exchanges. We've got crypto.com. We just partnered up with them about a week into that partnership. Unbelievable perks there over at crypto.com. They're trusted by millions of users worldwide. Amazing to be partnered up with them. And we've got some great things happening with BITUNIX specific to XRP, actually. If you start trading with me over at BITUNIX, you're going to get airdrop some free XRP. Great offer over there. And we've got BTCC as well. So very, very happy to be partnered up with all three of these great exchanges. And you can check them all out linked down below. I appreciate you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.